Welcome to My the Asshole Podcast. Let's get into it. Welcome to Am I the Asshole Podcast. Boy, is it another beautiful day for another beautiful episode. Oh man, we got a episode for you on this beautiful Sunday. Oh my goodness. Can't wait to get into it. Today's thread is a pretty interesting thread, and excusez-moi. I'm excited to see what you guys are gonna think about today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the free May Patreon episode. I know I did. That was probably one of the juiciest Patreon episodes that we've done in a long time. And I'm talking from the thread to the juicy scenarios we had going on. It was amazing, all right? It was amazing. But we're going to get into today's Sunday episode. Boy, you guys have been getting a lot of content out of your boy this week. We had a Tuesday episode, a Thursday episode. We had a Friday episode. We also had a Friday stream. No stream today. There will be no stream today, but there will be a stream tomorrow. So definitely catch your boy live tomorrow, Monday at 5 p.m. I'm not sure what we're going to do for a stream tomorrow. I might come up with something. We might do the same thing we did. We might do the Outlast episode. I don't know. We'll see what we're going to do. But without further ado, let's get into today's thread. Today's thread is, what's a red flag you ignored because the person was attractive? You know, we always, whether you're a guy or a girl, a lot of times you see someone attractive and you're like, nah, that's not a red flag. It can't be, you know? Yeah, we're all guilty of it. It happens. You know what I mean? We're all guilty of it. But let's see what red flags y'all was ignoring. So, hold on. What's a red flag you ignored because they were attractive? Every day she would call me after work complaining about how many assholes she had to deal with throughout the day. Everywhere she went, there was always an asshole causing her problems: work, grocery store, coffee shops, her landlord, etc. And my dumbass always believed her because she was as sweet as could be around me. Then, after she got pregnant, her mask dropped. She's a grade A fucking cunt. That's crazy. That is insane. Whoa. I mean, dude, if everybody is saying that she's kind of an a-hole, I mean, don't you think like maybe, you know, the common denominator is her? I won't lie to you. I've done this before too. All right. I ain't going to sit here and act like I'm a saint, you know. I'm operating from hindsight 2020. I ain't gonna lie to you, because there was a time when I was working the retail. I was dating a girl and everybody was like, "Oh, don't date that girl. She's this, she's that, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, to me, she's an amazing girl. And guess what? Guess what happened? Exactly what them motherfuckers told me was gonna happen. And I was like, damn, looking stupid. So, hey, I won't lie to you. Yes, that is the truth. All right, what's a red flag you ignored because the person was attractive? Her boyfriend is insane. Bruh. Come on, man. See, I always say on this show, do not get with a girl who's got a husband or a boyfriend, bruh, because you only gonna find yourself in a tough ass position. And if I'm being straight with you, you're going to find yourself in a position where homeboy might want to come after your life. If I'm being honest with you, homeboy might want to come after your life. And if I'm being straight with you, I ain't dealing with that. I am not dealing with that, bro. No, thank you. Because if I'm being honest with you, like, I'm not about to have my life come after me. Nah, I'm not about to have my life threatened over some coochie, bro. No, thank you. That is not about to happen. That's some scary shit. All right, what's a red flag you ignored? Because the person was attractive, manipulating me into buying things for him, and the way he generally used me for my kindness and generosity. See, this be pissing me off sometimes because it's always the broke niggas, man. It's always the broke dudes who always find these girls that are willing to just go above and beyond for them. Like, there's only one time I've ever found a girl where she was willing to like buy me shit and do stuff like that. And a lot of times I was like, no, don't buy me stuff. Don't do this. Don't do that. And you know, she would, just because she was that type of person. And that was like her love language and all that good stuff. And I loved that woman to death until she cheated on me. You know what I mean? Loved that girl to death until she cheated on me. And you know, I don't really be getting it. I'm like, bro, what the hell? You know what I mean? Because they will, I guess maybe because I'm not, in their eyes, I'm not attractive enough to where they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to just, you know, either that or maybe the fact that I didn't want her gifts was a red flag. And that's probably why she did that. I don't know. But I always be like, bro, I would love to find a girl that is like, that wants to do that. You know what I mean? Not necessarily spoil me, but just a thing where, you know, she always wants to get me things, I guess you would say. You know, my ex-fiance was like that. I mean, she would go into debt a lot of times to get me stuff. And I'm like, bro, you need to chill. Like, I love you. You know what I mean? Give me some coochie and I'm chilling. You know what I mean? Hey, you giving me some booty whenever I want is more than enough for me. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just saying, like, that is more than enough for me. I won't lie to you on that one. But at the same time, I do understand, you know, that a lot of times that ain't the dynamic when it comes to relationships. Not all the time when you find a girl that wants to do that kind of stuff. For me, I've only found that, like I said, twice. And in the times that I found it, loved it. Like, absolutely loved it. It was just like the best. Won't lie. Because you just feel loved, man. You just feel loved like a motherfucker. You're like, damn, man. Gives me the good feels. But, yeah, if they're just doing it and they're not, like, reciprocating it back, I'd be like, come on, girl. Man. But a lot of times, they, you know, them broke dudes, they be laying that pipe down. All right, what's a red flag you ignored? Because the person was attractive. The condition, the inside of her car, disgusting. Later found out her house matched. Woo! I won't lie to you. I've dated some girls who have had like really messy cars. Won't lie to you. But their room was always a different story though. Their room was always nice. And so that's why I'm like, I don't know about, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know about that. But like I said, I've only ever dated girls where their car was a complete mess, but their room was nice. I mean, their bathroom is a different story. We always talk about that on the show. Yeah, I mean, you girls' bathroom is just insanely nasty. Like, let's be honest. It's insanely nasty, you girls' bathrooms. Like, god damn. But that's a story for another day. I'm being straight with you. All right, what's a red flag you ignored? Because the person was attractive. My girlfriend's apartment was filthy, but she was so hot. Don't worry, she's my ex-girlfriend now because I married her and hired a house cleaner. What the fuck? All right. Hey, I mean, you know, when something works, you know, that's how you go. That's how you deal with it. When something works. But yeah, you know, it's weird though. I can't see a lot of girls being messy. Like when it comes to their room or when it comes to their apartments. Yeah, like when it comes to the cars or when it comes to bathrooms, even their kitchens, I won't lie to you. There's been a time where I've seen a girl and I'm like, yo, why is your kitchen just an absolute pigsty, but like everywhere else in your home is actually really nice? Like, what the fuck is going on here? That to me, I think is kind of crazy, but you know, I get it. Sometimes I'm lazy and don't want to do dishes. I ain't gonna lie to you. I fully understand that, but it's like, if you know you're going to have somebody over or you know you're going to go on a date, like things might lead back to your place, so you never know, and you might want to like, you know what I mean, get that straightened up. But a lot of times, off the bat, I don't think it's a red flag, just because, oh Jesus, woo, I had an energy drink before the show and I'm burping. Trying not to like burp into the microphone though. But, you know, sometimes I don't think it's a red flag, like right off the bat. Sometimes I'm just kind of like, okay, you know, maybe they're just, they just didn't get to it, you know what I mean? And then you start like dating them, and you're like, oh God, okay, no, this is a red flag now. This is a red flag. And it hasn't gotten better, you know? All right. On to our next one. What's the red flag you ignored because the person was attractive? Cocaine addiction. Whoo! Oh my God. You have no idea how prevalent that is. And obviously for me, I can only speak from like guy to girl. There's a lot of girls that I've gone on dates with, and I won't say a lot, but there's been a couple of girls that I've gone on dates with, and yeah, they're into the cocaine and the booger sugar. And I'm like, why? Why? How? Where are y'all getting this from? Why is this a thing? Like, there was a time, and this was maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, maybe. Talking to this girl. She was an amazing girl. We went on our first date. It was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I was like, oh, this girl is amazing. I love it. And, you know, we were talking every day and all this stuff. You know, she liked everything that I liked. It was all good. Copacetic. Everything was chilling. We went to a rave. And then all of a sudden she's over here talking about, like, yeah, well, I can't wait to go to the rave. You know, I'm doing coke and all this stuff to, like, prep for it. I'm like, wait, what? Like, she threw that out there like it was just this everyday thing that everybody does. And I'm like, no, not everybody does this. What is going on here? And so, yeah, dude, to me, it's like, it's so aggravating. I won't lie to you. It's so aggravating. I'm like, God damn it, man. Especially when you're just hitting it off with somebody. Like, for me, I don't really do... Yeah, I mean, drugs like that. I just don't. Like, I hardly drink, if I'm being straight with you. I hardly drink. And so when a girl is doing that kind of stuff, it really sucks because you're just like, come on, man. Really? Like, that sucks. But, yeah. All right. On to our next one. What is a red flag you ignored because the person was attractive? I hate to even say this now looking back, but he called me a bitch within the first month of dating when he got mad at me once. He was like, bitch. Hey, I mean, honestly, that is a huge trigger for some girls. For some women, bro, the bitch word is just a trigger. You know what I mean? Either that or female. They do not like it when you call girls females. They don't like that shit. I don't know why. I'm like, that's what you are. You know, I don't understand, but they do not like that shit. You know, I recently got into, I guess, like learning how to say things more palatable. You know, because when I'm talking with, like, it's funny because we were talking about this at work, and I was, you know, talking to my buddy, and he was like, yeah, man, you know, when I'm talking to my girl sometimes, like, I have to, like, say things a certain way so that way I can, like, get my point across without her getting in her feelings or feeling, like, weird about it. And I was like, that's facts. Like, there's a lot of times I've been talking to girls and we'll have kind of serious conversations, and I have to bring it to them a little more palatable than I would, like, to a dude. Like, when I'm talking to dudes, it makes sense. Like, I can use certain words and vernacular and all that, and the dude just gets it. But when I talk to a girl, it just kind of triggers them and they stop listening, and all of a sudden they're just so focused on what I just said, and I'm like, so it does make sense. I've been trying to be better with that, you know, kind of come to it a little more palatable, and because it is, you do kind of got to watch how you say it a little bit, just so she understands and kind of understands, like, where you're coming from. Yeah, I understand that. All right. What's a red flag you ignored because the person was attractive? She had cheated on all her exes, but she told me I was special. Damn.
Stop the cap. Bruh.
That's crazy. Nah, man. Nah. I've always believed the saying, you know what I mean? Once a cheater, always a cheater. I do believe that because it's one of those things where sure, you know, if you've done it once, say you cheated one time and you really learned from it, you know, I'm still gonna like take your, I guess, word for it and be like, okay, you know, I'm gonna put your actions to the test, see what happens going through. And if it happens, then hey, you know, once a cheater, always a cheater. Because, like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, I've always had the saying of how you do one thing is kind of how you do everything. And so I look at it like, once you kind of get into that, a lot of times it's hard for people to get out of it, which really sucks. I don't really understand why it is people become serial cheaters, but they do. Yeah, I mean, they just do. And it sucks because a lot of times you want to give the person the benefit of the doubt. You know, I'm in that same boat. I be giving people benefit of the doubt, and I'm like, come on, don't be the one. And you want to so bad. Sometimes not even because they're attractive, but just because of the simple fact that you just like the person that you're getting to know. Like, I hate that so much. I've been in that situation. There was a girl I was talking to, and I wanted to believe so bad that she wasn't the girl that everybody was saying that she was, because everybody's like, oh, nah, she's this, she's that. And I'm just like, and obviously this was a different girl than the girl I was talking about before. And you know, because with me, she would be just like this perfect, you know, little princess. And I was just like, that's my girl, you know. But then once things kind of started to get a little serious for us and she started to realize, oh shit, things are kind of getting serious, I think that's when a lot of those bad traits started to show out. And I was like, oh, this is what they were talking about. Damn. Yeah. Oh, tough. Oh, man. All right, what's a red flag you ignored because the person was attractive? Not just physically attractive, but very smart and having common ideals, but the person didn't put the same energy / effort I did. It was a parasocial relationship. Ooh. And that's again, I think that goes back to like what I was just saying, where like you want to believe so bad that the person is like, yes, you know what I mean? You want to believe it so bad. They're like, no, they have everything that I'm looking for. There's no way that they're, you know, going to change up on me like that. And then they do. And you're like, ah, man. Yeah. It's all bad. All bad. All right. We'll do 3 more and we'll end the thread. What's a red flag you ignored because the person was attractive? I might win this one. He had just been released from prison. Girl, god damn it, man.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Why? All right, man. He had just been released from prison for the attempted murder of his own mother. Yes, he was that cute. You women are insane. And it's funny because I actually learned that women have this thing. I forgot what it's called. I totally forgot what it's called. But women have this thing where they are weirdly attracted to like dangerous individuals. Like serial killers and all that kind of stuff. They're just attracted to dangerous individuals. And I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called. But it is a real thing, and it is something only women have, where they're just attracted to dangerous men and dangerous individuals in general. And it's why, like, over the years, serial killers and stuff like that, women have just been very drawn to them. Like John Wayne Gacy, when he was like in trial for, you know, all his crazy atrocities. I mean, this nigga would literally beat women over the head, grape them, and then kill them in gruesome ways. You know, you had motherfuckers like Jeffrey Dahmer cutting up motherfuckers and eating them. You had the Night Stalker. This motherfucker would literally go into motherfucker's house. He would find something to kill you with. And then he would grape your deformed body. You know what I mean? And then, like, it just leave. And for some reason, women glorified these guys. Crazy. I mean, look it up. Look it up. Women glorified these crazy guys. It's insanity. I wish that I could find the term that they use, because the term for it is something wild. I can try to find it really quick. For someone that is attracted, let's see, to someone dangerous. Hybristophilia. Hybristophilia is the term. Hybristophilia is a phenomenon characterized by sexualizing interest and attraction by those who commit crimes. That is what you have, my dear. You suffer from hybristophilia. Yes, which is insane. It is something only women have. It's wild. It's wild. The more you know. Man. Woo! All right. What is a red flag you ignored because the person was attractive? Him telling me that he was worried he was a bad person because he constantly manipulated and lied to everyone he dated. Damn! He practically told you like everything he was going to do, and you were like, bet, I'm down. You know what I mean? You were just like, bet, I'm down. I'm still that, like, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. Give it to me. That is crazy, girl. That is crazy. He was just like, nah, you don't want to be with me because I'll just end up manipulating on you, cheating on you, and just doing all. And she was just like, nah, it's cool. It's all good. I'll get through it eventually. Like, bro, she was signing up for trauma. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You ain't got nobody to blame but yourself. That's insanity. All right, this is going to be the last one. What's a red flag you ignored because the person was attractive? He literally said, fuck, I'm probably going to wind up seriously hurting you. First time we got drunk together. Year and some change later, he started an affair with his best friend's fiance. Called it Graham. Damn, bro. Damn, his best friend's fiance? Bruh. That's fucked up. That shit. See, man, that wasn't your friend, bro. That was not your friend. That's crazy. That is insane. Like, why? For what? This dude must have just been beautiful. You know what I mean? He must have just been beautiful. Like, there's no way that this girl married a guy, willingly knows that that dude is her man's best friend, and she still sleeps with him. Homeboy must have been beautiful. It must have been a thing where she was just like, fuck, I married the wrong guy. I dated the wrong friend. You know, I dated the wrong guy in the friend group. I'm with the ugly one. That's insane. Wow. Hey, I mean, sometimes it just is what it is, man. Sometimes we're just stupid out here, and the good looks blind us, because I know what it is for me. Sometimes for me, it's like when a girl has like that beautiful flat stomach body and she's short, I will do anything and everything you say. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? I'm Ray Charles up in this bitch. You know what I mean? I am Ray Charles up in this bitch. You know what I mean? I am out here just like, I don't know what the color red is. All right? That's just my flavor. That's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. It don't matter if you black, you white, you Asian, you Mexican. If you got a flat stomach body and you're short, and I'm talking like 5 foot to like 5'4", if you are in that range, you got your little flat stomach body, I'm telling you, you ain't even gotta have a booty, you ain't gotta have boobies, you got a flat chest, you gonna have nothing in the caboose area, but as long as you got that sexy little flat stomach and you're short, I'll do whatever you say. I'll do whatever you say. I'll be like, you got it. You got it, babe. You want everything? I'll give it to you. You want the moon? I'll give it to you. You know, that's my weakness. Oh, man, I'm telling on myself. But hope you guys enjoyed today's thread. You guys let me know what you think, and if you've ever been in a situation where you have ignored some red flags and dated this horrible person anyway. You guys let me know down in the comments, man. Definitely let me know what you think about the thread. We're gonna hop to announcements and then get on to our confession time for today, as well as our scenarios for today. All right, so let me get my confession time ready. Give me one momento. There we go. All right, so patreon.com/Am I the Asshole podcast. Get an exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show, like these lovely people got to today. All right, if you are on the fence about Patreon, guess what? The previous episode that we did on Friday was the free May Patreon episode. Check that episode out. And if you like that episode, go ahead and go on over to Patreon, man. Sign up. $3 a month, man. I'm never going to ask you for more than 3 schmeckles a month. And definitely get that exclusive content, man. We have over 30 members over there as of right now. And we doing the dang thing, man. We doing the dang thing over there. Be a part of the community. Get over there. Be a part of the threads, as well as being able to send in your scenario over there. Even if you're just there for the extra exclusive content, man. Get over there, man. I think I have almost 100 hours of extra content over there. And if you're loving what we're doing over here, man, check it out. Check it out. Give it a shot. But I always do one free Patreon episode every single month, just so that way people can get a little taste of it. Even if you want to just do a free subscription and just get the free episodes, you can do that too. All right. There is something for everybody over there on Patreon. So love you. Thank you for all the support. Audio listeners, guess what? I found out that Apple Podcast is actually my preferred audio platform. So Apple Podcast people, make sure to keep downloading and rating us 5 stars as and supporting the show, man. You know what I mean? Keep rating us 5 stars, as well as downloading all the episodes. Appreciate all the support, man. You guys are the GOATs. Been doing the dang thing. Appreciate you so much. And guess what? It's all free, baby. It's all free over there. It's free 99. If you want to help out even more on the free 99 side of things, go ahead and follow us on Instagram as well as TikTok. Subscribe to us on YouTube, man. All right, subscribe to us on YouTube to get all the content as well as the live streams. All right, if you prefer Kick or Twitch, I definitely have that as well. Handles are over here, and they'll be linked down at the bottom of the description as well. All right, so without further ado, and tomorrow we'll be going lives at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely, get over there, holla at you, boy. And I always play a video game. You know what I mean? I don't really pay attention to the video game that much. I'm always just kind of paying attention to chat, and we just talk. We just have a good time. You guys get to know me. You can ask me whatever you want to ask me. You know what I mean? Or you can be in there to be like, hey, man, I like the show, or I don't like the show, or why did you say this, or why did whatever you want to ask me, I am an open book in there, and that's why I like doing the lives, because it allows you guys to just kind of connect with me and ask whatever you want to ask. So without further ado, we're going to get into today's confession time. Today's confession time is, I might have feelings for one of my husband's friends. I'm panicking. Oh my God.
Bruh.
That's insane. Hey, so this is my first post I make, and I have debated for a while if I even should. Whew, that's a heavy first post, girl. Shit. She must be a new Patreon member. But I feel like I need someone to know, someone who doesn't know the people involved. Title says most of it. Sorry if it gets a bit too long. Nah, you all good, girl. Anyway, I moved to a new city 8 years ago to go to college and met my now husband about 1 month in. We've been together since and we're doing good. We got married last summer. We're both in our late 20s, early 30s. I never felt that it was love at first sight. We kind of dated and grew to know each other and love each other. I am very happy with my life and with my husband. He also came a long way since then. He used to be very insecure and has gained a lot of confidence, and we've gotten better at communicating. A few months before we got married, I started noticing one of my husband's friends more. Let's call him Alex. That's funny because my best friend's name is Alex, and we did a best friend episode a while ago. We have some friends over at least once a month, Alex being one of them, standard guest. If there's mostly my husband's friends, I will take on more of the cleaning and stuff, and my husband will host, and vice versa. Alex stood out every time we hung out. He noticed the effort I was putting in the background, cleaning, etc., and took time / made the point of thanking me more than the others. It seemed like such a small thing, but before that, I had already noticed that we had very similar interests in humor, and we joke a bit about how we were just the same person with different genders. I basically got a crush, is what I'm trying to say. This made me feel super bad, obviously, as I was just a couple of months away from my wedding. Oh my God. Woo! Being a couple months away from your wedding and out here having a crush on another dude is insane. All right. I am just not used to men in my life being kind in that way. It is just because I like myself / that we are similar. And I need to point out that my husband is also great with noticing if I do a lot of work, so it's not just comparing the two men. Well, I went to a therapist, still going because it's good for mental health or whatever, but not because of the issue. And I thought the whole thing was done. I happily married my husband and everything is good. I even told my husband that I had this weird feeling that Alex was attractive, but didn't tell him that's the reason I went to therapy or how stressed I was about it. We didn't think about it anymore until this week. Alex had his 30th birthday and we were in charge of organizing his party. I was driving, so I was 100% sober during the event. People got more and more affectionate as they drank a bit. I noticed that when I ran into Alex, we gave each other hugs, no big deal. Then one time he gave me a side hug and didn't let go, had his arm around my hip basically throughout the entire 10-minute conversation with some other people in the kitchen. He even lightly squeezed / stroked my side. I saw him have his arm around other people too, but the stroking made me spiral a bit. I felt my heart racing and I left the kitchen to avoid him a while. Another time that night we were talking and joking about how nice it was to be friends, and we both said that we loved the other platonically, I thought, and still hope. I don't know about that, man. See, what I'm getting out of this so far is that you probably find this guy a lot more attractive than your husband. Your husband may have great qualities. He may be a good dude, all the good stuff. But I think with this dude, it's just that innate attraction. You're just like, he is a sexy motherfucker. And not only is he attractive, but he has all the good traits that my husband has. You know what I mean? So think about it like this. All the traits that your husband has that makes him a good guy, just put into an attractive guy. So now she's with the Alex guy, she's getting the best of both worlds. He's attractive and has the good qualities. With her husband, though, she's just getting the good qualities, and, you know, she's like, he's not attractive, but because she already said that in the beginning, she was like, I wasn't love at first sight or anything, and we kind of got to know each other, and when I got to know who he was, that's what made him attractive to me. But this dude's got the looks, and he has the personality and all that other stuff. So with him, she's just like, oh, dude, he's the best of both worlds. He's everything. He's the complete package kind of thing. So that's why she's like, he's the guy. You know what I mean? She's like, fuck, I married the wrong friend. Yeah, you know, I married the wrong guy in the friend group. Yeah, that's what I'm getting out of this. Let's see. I feel a little bad for this. In hindsight, it was unnecessary, but he genuinely is my best male friend. I don't know where to put this part content-wise, but I have fantasized about Alex a few times when I masturbated. That's insane. But I fantasize about my husband, celebrities, and other friends too sometimes. However, now when the feelings are back, I feel super bad about specifically Alex. Lastly, sorry, this got really long. I'm trying to give all relevant content. Alex has the running joke that he'll try to get with my sister, 25-ish. It was a joke in the your mom style, but they have met a few times since, and I think he's getting more serious from his side. He added her on Facebook, for example. In my infinite narcissism, I can't help but wonder if this joke/intention is to do with me in some way, either because my sister and I have similar humor as well, look kind of alike, or just get at me. He could, of course, only like her for her. She's great. It gives me a little pit in my stomach though. I think I might be jealous, which is not fair as I am married to someone else. Bro, my biggest thing is I would love to ask her, would you give up your marriage to be with this guy? That's the big question. Because personally, I think he would totally be down with her. And I don't think for him it's like fully platonic. I think for him, he kind of looks at it like, I would, but I know that she's married and I know that she's not going to be about it, so I'm not going to push it. But if for whatever reason they went ahead and broke up and didn't, have their thing, then I would jump on that like, flies on shit. You know what I mean? So that would be my question to ask her, if I'm being honest with you. She's got one more paragraph. I think that's it. I don't know what to think or feel now. I love my husband so much, but I get butterflies like a teen from thinking about Alex, or whenever I get a message, even if it's just making plans with the whole group. It's stupid. I think I am reading a lot into things, but the fact remains that from my side, there's some kind of tension. However, I have ADHD and sometimes hyperfocus on people as well as hobbies, mostly when making friends usually. I might be making things worse by besting myself. I think she means beating myself up about it and thinking about it this much. Look, if I'm being honest with you, girl, you should probably cut contact with this Alex guy. Like, if you love your husband so much and you want to be with him, and if I were you would just cut contact. You only see him in a group setting, and that's that. It might make things worse just because it might make her have more longing for the dude. I don't know, but I think the least amount of contact you have with him could be for the better. I kind of personally don't see her and her husband like staying together for very long. The reason being is because there's gonna be a breaking point when she finally just says, fuck it, gives in and has sex with the dude. Like, let's be real, and he's gonna be like, but your husband, she's like, I don't care. You know what I mean? She's like, I don't care. Like, fuck me, and homeboy's gonna be like, whoo, I mean, how can I say no? You know what I mean? Like, let's just be real. I think there's going to come to be a point where that will happen. And it's tough to say and it sucks to say, but if I'm being honest with you, I personally think it will get to that point where she will kind of just say, fuck it, dude. And just, she's got to get it out of her system. And that sucks to say, that's tough to say, but Oh, it is the truth. But you guys let me know what you think about that confession time. Man, what should she do? What do you think she's got going on? How would you deal with that? You know what I mean? You're in a relationship, or you're in a marriage actually, and you're infatuated with somebody else. I mean, for me, the fact that, and it sucks because the husband don't know none of this, bro. Oh, he knows none of this. He's so blind to all of it. Thinking like, oh yeah, my girl loves me, she cares about me, while technically, because for me, what would crush me is if I'm like fucking my wife and she's thinking about my best friend. That would kill me. Or that, say it just like slips out and she moans Alex's name versus his. You know what I mean? There's just too many breaking points to where it tells me that this relationship ain't gonna last. And it sucks to say that, but there's too many breaking points where I feel like this relationship won't last. I hope the best, and I hope that doesn't happen, but yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Again, you guys let me know what you think. You know what I mean? Put down your advice in the comments, all that good stuff. All right. We are going to get on to our first scenario for today's Sunday episode. All right. Our first one, friend sleeps with multiple guys. Oh, man.
She belongs to the streets.
My friend always sleeps around, and then she invites multiple guys over that she's fucked, and when they get there, they're sitting together, socializing, watching movies, or listening to music, and they slowly have to work out she's fucking them both. She makes it clear she doesn't want a relationship, but the guys never know they're both fucking her until it comes up in topic. It's always sad to watch, and usually the guys' behaviors are fucked up anyway, to be honest, like toxic guys, or they just don't care and end up leaving. I don't know what to do. I've told her don't bring round two people who have been fucking you. That fucks men up and that makes them compete, and you shouldn't want that for someone. Then yesterday she told me she's fucking two people and they hung out with her with her together the other day. I was like, seriously? How many times do I need to say I just leave it now, but it keeps ruining all her relationships and friendships, and she cries but doesn't change. But see, sometimes there are chicks that enjoy the attention of just multiple men so much to where they look at it like, nah, I need this. They look at it like, I need this attention. I need this interaction. And, most of the time it's like the guys are filling in different roles. So one guy is like, he may be super attractive, but he don't really got money like that. And she's fucking that dude. But then she's found another dude who's not really all that attractive, but he got money and is able to take her to do fun things, and I think she's kind of compartmentalizing these dudes. But see, what sucks for her, though, is that the guys could find out, like, oh, shit, you're fucking her too. Oh, da-da-da-da. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll just be like, all right, cool. We just won't give her a relationship then, and we'll just keep smashing her. And that sucks for her, because if she ever finds a guy, say, she finds a dude and she thinks, homeboy is like, boyfriend material, well, guess what? Dude's gonna be like, nah, I'm good. And that would leave her hanging. She's getting fucked by this dude month over month. She's thinking something's happening, when homeboy is just like, nah, man, I'm just getting some booty, and that's that. You see what I mean? So that does suck for her. And I think her friend realizes that and understands that, and it's just like, yo, bitch, what are you doing? Like, you're never gonna find like a solid guy if you're doing this shit. You know what I mean? Like, no guy's going to take you serious, because they're going to find out about the other dudes, and then they're going to be like, oh, you moving like that. All right, no, cool. That's peace. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be smashing you, and I'm going to be smashing another girl. Like, because he's going to be looking at it like, man, it ain't serious, so why am I going to be serious with her? Why am I going to be doing that? So, again, like, I get where she's coming from. And her friend, she's just trying to save her friend. But honestly, man, sometimes you got to let them fall on their face. And that's what I've learned. Like, a lot of my female friends, I be trying to warn them about shit and tell them about stuff, and they don't believe me. And then it happens, and then they're like, oh my God, you were right. And I'm like, I told you so. And they're like, I know. And I'm like, yeah. And sometimes women are like children. You have to kind of let them fall on their face, and they'd be like, see, didn't I tell you? And then they're like, oh, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is sometimes. Some women, you could tell them, and they'll be like, oh, shit. And they'll get it. But, you know, sometimes they just don't. You got to let them fall on their face, and you got to let them deal with the consequences of it. And it sucks because you're her friend, and you can see it, but she can't. Yeah, I mean, and I think she doesn't want to. That's I think what's going on mainly is that she doesn't want to see it. She's like, nah, I'm having too much fun. You know, I'm living the Sex and the City life. I don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. So, I mean, you're a good friend though. I give you that. You're a good friend for at least telling her. You know, like a lot of people wouldn't do that. You know, a lot of people wouldn't do that. A lot of friends would just be like, hoes gonna be hoes. You know what I mean? But you're at least a good friend. So, yeah, I give you that. All right, on to our next one. Am I the asshole for accidentally triggering my girlfriend? So let's see why you triggered her. So for a little backstory, I, 26 male, have been dating my girlfriend, Jess, 27 female, for 3 years. We have a great relationship. Early on, we had several big fights and went to couples counseling. We ended up going for 4 months and came up with healthy ways to communicate. About 2 months after ending therapy, Jess's dad passed away. She didn't tell me for weeks, which really hurt me. But I knew that they didn't have a good relationship. But Jess had always said that she wasn't comfortable saying anything beyond that and asked me to let it lie. So I did. Flash forward to this week, I was starting up a big study. I work as a PhD psychologist TA with my students. It's on exposure therapies, aka slowly introducing things to people that things people dislike. So slowly introducing things that people dislike. I wanted to do a real life example, so I asked Jess if I could test it out on her. She said yes, of course. She always hated the smell of lavender to the point that her eyes watered and she leaves the room when she smells it. So I thought this was the natural choice for my study. Yesterday morning, I started by adding a single scent bead to our laundry, then poured scented soap down the drain in our shower. Next, I rubbed a scent pot on the sides of our mattress and on the shelves in our closet and pantry. I could barely tell it was there, even from a few inches away, but the point was subtly. When my girlfriend got home from work yesterday, she was off right away. She kept glancing back and forth. She looked really scared. Her breathing picked up. I tried to talk to her, but she just used our fight safe word and walked into our room and shut the door. A few minutes later, I heard the shower turn on. I started getting dinner ready, but then I heard sobbing and ran into the bathroom. She was curled up on the floor, shaking, clawing at her arms. It was terrifying. I got her out of the shower and into our bed, but she couldn't stop shaking. She's had panic attacks in the past, but this was on another level I'd never seen before. I was about to call 911 when I remembered the lavender. I'd put it everywhere, so I brought her into the guest room. She was able to breathe there and calm down enough to talk to me. Whoa. She ended up falling asleep. So I immediately cleaned up every source of the smell. When she woke up today, I told her what I had done. She was furious. She said I knew that lavender was her biggest trigger. I absolutely didn't, and that I took her back to reality or really horrible experience involving her dad from childhood, which she had never told me happened. I felt awful and tried to apologize, but she packed a bag and left. Oh man. She texted me early and said that she couldn't trust me anymore and that she'd been going to stay with her sister for a while. Now the sister of two of Jess's friends are flooding my phone with texts about how abusive I am, but she genuinely never told me that lavender was a trigger or that she had traumatic experiences linked to it. I don't know how to fix this. I love her so much and I feel awful. Oh, man. See, and that's the tough part about it, because you don't know what you don't know. And that's the simple thing to it. It's like, baby, I didn't know. Clearly, I just didn't know. It's not a thing of like, I wanted to hurt you or I wanted you to experience these things. It's, I didn't know. And that's what's like really kind of fucked up, because for me, I would just be like, how am I abusive and why are you mad at me for something I didn't know? I understood that you didn't like lavender, and maybe I think he kind of laid it on a little too thick. Maybe he should have did it a little more subtly. I get he was trying to be subtle with it, but it might have been a thing where it was too strong. I would have probably did it only in like one room, just to kind of see how she reacts to it. But at the same time, I probably would have told her, like, hey, this is what we're doing. Because obviously it is an experiment and she knows about it. So obviously I would tell her the experiment, like the details of the experiment. And obviously I'm not trying to operate from, hindsight 2020, because obviously we could do that all day now that we have the information, oh, you should have did this and you should have did that. So that's why I'm trying not to operate from that like perspective. I'm trying to operate from the perspective of like, he didn't know, you know what I mean? You don't know, what you don't know. If I'm being honest with you, I don't think that this makes him a bad person. I don't think this makes you an asshole at all. I would simply be like, look, man, I don't know what I don't know. She never told me she told me that she didn't like lavender and that she couldn't stand it. She never told me that it led to that stuff. You know what I mean? She never told me about that part. So I didn't know. And I don't know what I don't know. So that was a mistake on my part. I am sorry. My thing is give her space. You know what I mean? Give her some space. Let her get out what she's going to get out. If friends want to come out and attack you and stuff, stick to your guns and just, hey, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. You know what I mean? I didn't mean it maliciously, and leave it at that. Yeah, you're going to have to be doing a lot of apologizing. Yeah, you're going to have to be apologizing over and over and over again, and that shit sucks. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It does suck, and it's annoying, but it's what you're going to have to do at the end of the day, which is, again, annoying because you don't know what you don't know. And so give her some space. Maybe, don't text her for like 2-3 days. You know what I mean? And then try to hit her up later on. Like, hey, I gave you a few days to kind of just think things over, deal with that. I hope that you can, have it in your heart to talk to me. And, we can have a conversation and move on from there, because that's the best way to deal with it, is just give her space. Because if you keep trying to come in and, what's wrong? Talk to me. She's just going to feel overwhelmed, frustrated, and be like, bro, get the fuck out my face. You know what I mean? It's only going to make it worse. So the best thing you can do, give her some space, give her 2 or 3 days, you know what I mean? And then just ease back on into it. Again, if friends are blowing you up and talking about how horrible of a guy you are, simply just let them know, hey, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And in this moment, I didn't know. I really didn't. Now I know. You know what I mean? Now I know. And just leave it at that. All right. So you guys let me know what you think about that one in the comments, though. Definitely. All right, let's get into our last scenario for today. Oh, man, it's been a loaded episode. Goodness gracious. I think they always are loaded episodes. I ain't gonna lie to you. You guys have been getting a little brazy with a lot of stuff you guys have been sending in and the scenarios I've been finding in my inboxes and stuff. Woo! Oh, man. It's funny. It was so funny on the Tuesday episode with my best friend when I had people from the Patreon send in scenarios for him, and how how stuck he was in a lot of those situations where his gears were turning. And I'm like, bro, this is what I deal with every week. It was so nice to kind of just sit back and let somebody else kind of deal with the crazy situations y'all send in. It is so nice. I won't lie to you. It was nice. I was like, yeah, now you know what I deal with, because woo, y'all be having my gears turn. All right, it's going to be our last one. Got a massage and got touched. Did I cheat? Oh, I mean, let's be honest here. If it was the other way around, you'd probably think your boy was cheating or your man was cheating. But let's see. I, 36 male, have a history of obsessive compulsive disorder. And I realize what's below may sound comical to some people. I do think I cheated in what I'm about to describe below. No, but I really need to hear from other people about this, and I don't have anyone to talk about this. I got a massage on Friday. Oh, so he got the massage and probably got jerked off. Let's see what's up. I got a massage on Friday. The masseuse gave me a massage and a certain points stroked her fingers in and on top of my butt crack. Okay. Not deep inside, but quickly on top and slightly in as she motioned her hands through. Before she asked me to turn over, she played with hairs in around my butthole in an attempt to arouse me for a few seconds. When I turned over, she asked me repeatedly to give me a happy ending, and I said no every time. Did I cheat? I don't think I did, but I could really use some assurance. I would never want to cheat on a significant other. No. You didn't cheat for the simple fact that when the happy ending was offered, you said no. I mean, the fact that she was touching on your little hairy booty hole, that's her. I can't control what she's doing. I'm trusting that she's a masseuse and she's going to give me a massage. That's what I was doing. I was there. She was giving me a massage. It was great. She was touching on the little booty hole. She asked me, hey, can I stroke the chicken? You said no. I think right there, that has grounds of like, no, you didn't cheat. Homegirl got handsy, sure, but I don't think you cheated because she got a little handsy on the butt cheeks, you know what I mean? And I would hope a girl looks at that and being like, no, that's not cheating. Like, justified, you're good. But yeah, so ladies, let me know. Did he cheat? Did he not? I don't think he did, just because of the fact that when the rub and tug was offered, he said no. So that's how I think about it. You guys let me know what you think about that scenario down in the comments, as well as all the scenarios we've gone over today, as well as the juicy thread. Appreciate all the support you guys have been showing, man. Again, patreon.com/MyAssholePodcast. Get on that exclusive episode every single Friday, as well as being able to send in your scenario to be featured on the Tuesday and Sunday show like these people did today. Join the over 30 people in our community over there, man. I appreciate it so much. You guys have been doing awesome in the support section. Again, you audio listeners over on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify, rate us 5 stars and keep downloading the episodes. Appreciate it so much. If you want to help out even more, man, on the Free 99 side, again, follow us on TikTok, YouTube, as well as Instagram. Thank you guys for all the support. You guys really make this show happen. You guys really make me feel like this show is, I don't know, just worth doing. You know, I put a lot of money into this show to run it at high quality and, you know what I mean, do cool things with it, whether it's like having cool backgrounds, you know, and stuff like that, or, you know, upping my quality. And I mean, it's crazy. If you go back and you watch old episodes of the podcast, you're going to be like, what the fuck is this? Because you see the show now, you know what I mean? It's in full 1080p HD, you know what I mean? Like, we have camera angles, and the camera angles are a little better. Like, I had this weird ass like bottom up angle. It was crazy. And then just like me in general, you know, I used to kind of just like do the podcast and, you know, I would be like that. And it was weird. It was like I just wouldn't move, and like now I'm all like animated and comfortable in front of the camera because I was so uncomfortable just like talking to a camera. It was something I've never done before. And so that was hard for me to be like, you are talking to an audience, you know what I mean? You're talking to real people. And that was tough for me. But once I kind of realized like, hey, you know, this is a little more comfortable. You could do this. And I got better, you know what I mean, at reading. And because that was a big thing in the beginning of the podcast, like life. They were just like, yo, you need to get better at reading, and you need to get better at like articulating myself. Because I would always say kind of like, you know, and you know. And I would always say that all the time. So I had to get better at articulating myself, like kind of collecting my thoughts, getting my thoughts together before I speak, being able to articulate myself in a conveying matter to where it's like digestible to the person that's listening, and also make it kind of interesting for the person that's listening. So it was a lot that I had to learn. And honestly, this podcast has improved a lot on my skills as just a person in general. It just in like everyday life. In everyday life, I can now like read things better, have comprehension of reading things better, as well as being able to articulate myself better. It's just been amazing. This podcast has taught me a lot, and I really do enjoy it. Do loving it. And yeah, man, you guys just make it better with all your comments and all your opinions and all that kind of stuff. I love seeing it. But that's going to be it for me. Definitely catch us live tomorrow on the live stream. Again, we'll be live 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right. So 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Definitely check us out. I don't know what we're going to be doing. I'll probably have something planned for that stream. But yeah, man, get in there. Check out your boy, say hello, kick it for a couple minutes, then get out. Whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do. So, love you guys all. I'll see you then, and peace.